Sozana ugogo nomkhulu sisakwa sendoda lesugogo bathini mbathu mavula kuvala emzini amadoda Auntie Usha. This week I've decided to talk about money issues. We're going to talk about money issues, and it's not going to be nice for other people. Ukuthi ugogo yasikhomba manje. Isakwa sendoda siyasikhomba manje. Guys, stop chasing money away. Stop chasing money away. Let's talk about handling money. And let's start with, what is it that is used to manufacture money? What is it? What is used to manufacture this thing called money? It's plants and minerals, right? We agree on that. And let's leave that into that. It's plants and minerals. And we're going to talk a lot about plants reproduction, plants health in general. Angithi, for our plants to grow, to be healthy, to produce a certain type of the end results, whether it's furniture, whether it's money, whether it's just a paper, whether it's a newspaper a quality, or it's a magazine quality, or it's a book quality, or if it's an exercise book quality, it's based on the quality of a plant, right? So that plant, it has to be taken care of from A up to Z, right? Today, however, we are talking about money plant. So for money plant, or for this plant to reach our hands and to be flexible like this, and for this paper to be played around with, if you can check here, there's an elephant that is hidden underneath there. You know, there's something that is happening between. That is the technology that has been used in terms of how to print what? The money, right? Right. Now, when this money gets to us, why do we think it doesn't matter how you handle your money as long as you have the good motive? Because I've realized the approach in which we look at the money, it's careless. Let's put aside issues of witchcraft or whatever that makes us to overspend, to do what. But how much relationship do we have with money? How much money do you have around you? Trust me, I always have money. Yes, you've heard me. I always have money with me. For example, I have 40 rands with me. Yes, here's money. I have 40 rands with me. And I collect these monies. Wherever I go, I collect these different currencies, so that I am surrounded by the spirit of Amashanguran. There's a reason for this. Other reasons that people, they know that whom I deal with when it comes to issues omnoto. What is it that I say about imali? I'm not going to teach that here, but I'm just teaching now about the general knowledge, the fundamentals of handling imali. Why does money, when it's still new, when it's packed, when it comes from, whether they take it from the Reserve Bank or wherever where it comes from, where it gets printed, why is it that it's stacked accordingly? Like accordingly. You'll never find money being stacked like this. Never. All the time it's stacked accordingly. These follow each other, nicely packed. It shows what it's aligned, everything. Why is it that when it gets to us and you find us putting money like this, as if it's dice, or money is like this, it's in your pocket and everything? It's a bad habit of handling money. So the first fundamental that I'm going to share with you: put your money together nicely all the time. Put your money nicely. Allow yourself to put money nicely all the time. That is number one. Just make sure that your money is always aligned accordingly. It's very cold today. 2, think and think before you spend your money. Lalela. It doesn't matter whether you want to buy sweets or chocolate or Kellogg's. Whenever you are going to spend money, think about it. And find a way, if you can, to avoid overspending. You've heard me. Find a way to avoid overspending. Don't just receive and allow the money to leave you instantly. Allow money to sit with you, to stay with you. I don't care even if you can have equality ezingakanani and everything. If you can, just allow that money to sit there, even if it's at the bank, is with you, because it's at the bank in your name. Let's say you're getting paid on the 15th. At least start paying whatever that you need to give somebody or transfer money to somebody on the 20th, on the 25th. Allow that 5 to 7 days period for your money to just sit there. It's not only good for your credit score, when in your account, money doesn't just go past, it just sits somewhere at some time and everything, to allow debit orders and everything. It's not about that, but it's about money that is in your name, sitting there. It's yours. Spiritually, it still works the same way as the money in your hand. Yes, we know that the Indian tribes, they like having money with them all the time. But I've learned with Indians as well, even if money is at the bank, it's still in your name, but that money can sit there. I was checking this morning. I think I've got about 340 rands in my account. That money is sitting there. It's sitting there. I may use it maybe for fuel or for something, but the fact is, my bank knows there's a certain amount of money in my name that is sitting there. Gogo, which one is important? The money in the bank, the money in you, is equally important. It's equally important. So let's make sure you don't allow money to just go past. Because sometimes we allow that, guys. Let's face it, we allow that. If you are getting paid on the 25th, you don't have to do your grocery on the 25th or on the 26th. You can do it on the 1st, on the 2nd. Just budget for that, so that this money has that opportunity to be called by your name. Your money must be called by your name. So why are you doing that, Kokobatini? It's because you are attracting the spirit of money, so that when the money is with you, enjoys to with you. Even if you are using the money, you are not using all of it at once. You just use a little bit of it and you are left with so much of it, and then it means your money stretches. It stretches. and it comes back as if you have never used it. Why do you do that? You are laying a foundation, a very good foundation for Muti for money. So that when you are using Muti for money, already these skills, these habits are in your system. They are now in your system. You know for the fact these things are now working with you. This money is now working for you. Because, guys, we're working to get money, then we are working too much hard to get more money, while we have to allow money now to work for us by staying with us. We don't want that. Why? Why do we chase money? Why don't we allow money to reside with us, to be called with our name? What is the surname of your money? It's your name. It's your name. When you are driving, when you are in your purse, in your wardrobe, in your house, have a certain amount of money. How much, Coco? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Have money with you all the time. Have money goes where money is. Yes, it's true when they say imali abantu abanemali. It's true. Why rich people always have more money and more money is because they have a capacity to keep the money. They don't just use the money as they get it. Why people they get rich by credit is because they are not using their money. We'll get into that lesson about the one that goes hand in hand with Muti. How can you live on credit and Muti and not using your money? We'll get into that. Today, I'm just talking about the fundamentals. Guys, let's stop chasing money. Let's not chasing money away. Let's nurture this money. How do you water this money? How do you water this plant? You water this plant with your spirit. You need to baptize this money. So that, how do you baptize it, Gogo? By keeping it with you all the time. Simple. Just make sure you keep this money with you all the time. I'm not saying don't spend money. I'm not saying don't use that money. You can use that money. But whenever you think of using money, think about it. I've seen people whom I gave them good stuff. Good stuff. Guys, you are unemployed. You just got a job. And you think, Uguti, now it's time to drive because you qualify. You go and buy a car that you need to pay every month. And you don't just buy a car that will take you from point A to point B. You're buying a car that will prove the point to those that used to laugh at you. You move out from the township and you go and stay in a suburb, not because of there's a reason that chase you out from the township just now as you just got a job or your business just booming. When you get to the suburbs, you now want to have a certain type of furniture. Then you come running and say, Coco, I did find a job, a very good paying job, but I don't see where my money goes to. No, you do. Your money goes to car finance. Your money goes to rental or bond. Your money goes to the fuel. Your money goes to supermarket to buy food. Your money goes to your lifestyle, your wardrobe, the clothes that you are wearing. That's where your money is. So there's no witchcraft that is there. It's miscalculation. You did not calculate. When all you thought because of you qualify, then you thought what you can afford. Those are two different things. Qualifying and affordability are two different things. We need to be careful when it comes to that. Before we say, I don't see where my money goes to. most of the people, 99.9% of the people who are complaining about money, is not a matter of ukuthi imali abeyiboni iyaphi. It's a matter of ukuthi they don't want to do a budget. If you can go and write what is it that you are paying for every month, then you'll realize ukuthi where does money go to. There's very few people whom they can say, Gogo, these are the things I'm paying for, but I don't know where my money goes. Then you can investigate spiritually to see what is it that is happening. But most of the time, pen and paper. Pen and paper. I struggled with that for a very longest of time when I grew up, because at home, we've never had a budget. At home, we never had a list of grocery that needs to go for shopping. I don't remember going with my parents, pushing a trolley, buying things called groceries. But and I remember I bought the first time I saw Norox tubes, 24 pack of Norox at my home. I bought it. The very first time I saw plastics on top of the table at home, it's a grocery that I bought. So meaning at home they will buy what is needed now. My father every Friday will come with enough meat that will last us for a week or two. That's it. You'll go and you'll be sent to go and buy a bag of potatoes. That's it. Every day they'll give you R1 to go and buy Norox yenkomo ebabai. I remember, I've got 2 left legs, ne? Kiss, yes. And I remember my mom would send me to go and buy Norox yenkomo ebabai. And I'll hold it in my hand and I'll run with it to a spaza shop. And then on my way to the spaza shop, I'll find my friends playing soccer, and then I'll just try my luck, and they do chibobo. Then they laugh at me, and then I go on with my journey to go and buy Norox yenkomo ebabai. And when I get to the spaza shop, when I open my hand, it's either it's sweating, the R1 is lost, or my hand is full of dust. And I know ukuthi the popes are dance. So that's a life I grew up living from hand to mouth, buying what is necessary. But as I grow, I now understand ukuthi if I buy 24 Norox a month, that can last me maybe 2 months or so, because maybe I don't use it every day when I cook. So it is up to us to check those things, to say, before we saying we don't know where money went to, write down, because guys, we need to stop lying to ourselves. We need to stop thinking Muti is that stupid when if ever you don't want to do self-introspection, write things down and check where your money goes. And then that's why when you go to a healer and then you pay for a muti, then you assume that muti is not working. You assume that muti is not working. Why do you assume the muti is not working? Because the muti works and it stops, and you don't see the results. What results are you expecting to see? Because the money will still go where it was going before. So Muti now is showing you there was never anything wrong with your money. It was going where it was supposed to go. It's just that when you don't see you need to adjust. You need to adjust. Somehow, somewhere, you need to look at how you spend your money. Meaning, maybe it's time to take back that car. Maybe it's time to downgrade from the place you are staying in to a bit cheaper place. But most of the time, if we can remove just one thing, the abantu bazothini syndrome, what will people say syndrome. If we can remove that, trust me. And let me tell you why I'm saying that. There's a guy that I'm helping. His two friends. Back at home in Bangin. One stays in Richards Bay, one stays at home. They are both from the rural. They both work at Richards Bay. And the reason for the one that stays in Richards Bay says it's because of the stop and go between Emakhaya, which is Emazimeleni, to town. It irritates the hell out of him. And the gravel in the rural, and the gravel I'm talking about, maybe from his home to the tar road, maybe we are talking about a kilometer or lesser, or just above a kilometer. That's how much he drives on a gravel. Stop and go, he's not the only person that gets stuck on a stop and go. So this other friend, he decided to go and rent a place whereby he's paying 5,000 Rand a month. And he's thinking he's saving because of he's no longer driving a long distance from home to a Richards Bay. Hey guys, I don't even have metrics, so I'm not good in terms of calculating and everything. But that I can calculate it drunk by Impep. You are not saving. You are not saving because he was not spending 5,000 Rand a month. And still, he moved from the rural, he went to stay in Richards Bay. But every weekend is in the rural. So what is it that brother is saving? What is it that he's saving? At home, he was not paying a rent, right? Now he has to buy 2 groceries. He must buy a grocery for home because he's a breadwinner at home. It's not a black tax. Our parents cannot suffer because of we want to be seen as if we are educated. We call it a black tax. At home, he needs to buy grocery at home. He needs to buy electricity at home. And other things that might be needed at home. He needs to do the same where he stays. Then petrol for that short distance. Then rental of 5,000 Rand. Then electricity, no hand. Let's do our sums. Maybe I'm smoking my socks, or I don't know. Does it make sense? Then he started comparing himself with this guy that remained at home. The guy's home, the friend, is even further to Richards Bay because he's close to Eshowe, the other one. This one was Emazimeleni, the other one, Weskamtuana, is called Ehabeni. So from Ehabeni to Richards Bay, it's longer compared to from Emazimeleni to Richards Bay. And the one Osehabeni is building. Beautiful home. He's left alone. It's the life is about him and his fiance and one child. The other one doesn't have a child, but he's struggling. But when they come for consultation, he always complains about he doesn't see where money goes. And I told him, I said, let's do the calculations. But I've realized, and I'm saying this, and I'm saying these places, exact places and everything. I know he's listening, and I've told him that I'm going to do this content as long as I don't mention his name, so that he understands what I'm talking about. And we have a very good relationship, so he understands my teachings because he has already learned with other people's experiences. So what I said to him, I said, do your sums. This is where your money goes. And he agrees. But the problem is one, abantu bazothini syndrome. Yes, and in a rural, he stays in town, in a suburb. Now he's afraid to move back at home. Why? He has to, because he can't afford. The life is, he's already, there's plus minus 6,000 that you'll be saving. Already. Then let's say the money that you used to spend for grocery, that money will go back to the fuel. Imagine saving 6,000 rand every month just to avoid or to remove abantu bazothini syndrome. Guys, we need to think how we use our money. If we can use our money as beautiful plant that you love so much, and you want this plant to survive winter, summer, spring, all the seasons, let's handle money with care. Let's think before we use money. Let's be careful. Let's start there. How are we using our money? How are we spending our money? You want to change that wardrobe. Why? Is it necessary to change it? You want to buy a new TV because you've just saw a curved TV. Now you want to buy it. Do you need it? Have you been to the places whereby they've got this huge TV that is bigger than one of their couch? What's the point? What's the point? Why? Because of you saw. You saw it there, now you want it. How many people are buying cars because of a friend now has a car? We can't live like that, guys. We can't. Because that is chasing the money away. And if we can be careful on that, if we can make sure we enjoy, we need to be the incubators of money. Asifuwameleni mali. We need to be incubators of money. We need to sit on top of money. And then we can see the progress. Besides you're drinking your money too much or you're smoking your money, it doesn't matter what it is, because we love saying, oh, Usman is drinking too much. I wonder what you could have done with that money. But you don't drink and you have never saved a cent in your life. We're no pools. But how much have you saved? You don't smoke. You always criticize people who are smoking as if when you are saving money because of you're not smoking. If somebody says to you, okay, can you save this 100 rand that this person is spending every time they buy cigarette? Let's say a 20 of cigarette is 100 rand. I don't know how much cigarettes cost. If this person says to you, or your partner can say, okay, each time I spend 50 rand on smoke, you save the 50 rand when. Let's see if you'll be able to save that. You won't. So we are not there in terms of criticizing people who are drinking, who are not, who are smoking, who are not. We're not teaching about that today. We are saying, stop chasing the money away from you because of the things that you are paying for. Then you blame witchcraft. Then you think, there's something that has been done to you in terms of witchcraft. Only to find out is how you handle money. There are people who don't want to see money next to them, who don't drink, who don't smoke. As soon as they have money, they spend it. In closure, there's another thing that is getting worse than gambling, guys, that we need to be careful about. I'm going to talk about it next time. I'll do my level's best that it's my next video. Something that is killing our budget without noticing. It's not alcohol, it's not drugs, it's not gambling. It's not womanizing or dating. It's not these four things. But there is something that I want us to discuss. That if you are not careful, and that thing is also driven by umuti, the same way as it does in gambling. Because people who are owning casinos, they are not stupid. No one can own a business that can make you rich and them not to be rich or more richer than you are. So if you need that video, let me know. Salwa sendo tukoko batini batima vula kuvale mzema tota anti usha. Your number Ian Locksmith. Please subscribe, like, share, and share this content, because content like this is not trending. Because we are not talking about sex and naked people. We are not talking about witchcraft. We are not bringing anyone down. That is why. Thokozani.